Well, hello, all you beautiful people out there in Minecraft land. How are you today? I am fantastic. Thanks for asking. Are you getting sick of this intro? I'm not. I love it. It's silly. So, in the last episode, we built this glorious new storage building, complete with fully automated sorting and storage of all of the good materials for up to 140 unique items, which is great. And between episodes, I've gone ahead and started to reorganize the storage a little bit. So I started putting item frames down that include all of the items that I am now storing. I still have a couple signs to remove, like the cobblestone and stone signs, but I can see on the item frames what I am storing, and for any that don't have an item frame on them, it means I'm not storing anything there. I still have a few of these signs left over too, like the tools and valuables and mob drops, because I haven't finished moving all of this stuff out of the storage system and then reprogrammed the storage system to sort all these things. But I will do that. But before I do that, I have discovered a minor problem. If you recall, in the last episode, on the very, very top row of these storage sorters, I have a row of redstone lamps that indicate when my storage system is passing things through. And I noticed a little bit of an issue when I was actually sorting items, and that was that the lights were blinking. And I thought that was a little odd that they were blinking, because they shouldn't really have been blinking. They should have been kind of solid while items were passing through and then off when items stopped. And there wasn't really a reason why it wouldn't be solid, because the items should have been timed in such a way that they were going at the speed of a hopper. So I started to think about that, and then I did some investigation, and I realized that as I dump more and more items into the storage system, some of these lights are just going on and staying on permanently. And that got me thinking, okay, there has to be some sort of problem here. And so I dug a little bit deeper. And if I just go in here behind the scenes and up to not the first level, but the second level, I should be able to pop up onto here and not fall through, and then start to investigate. So you can see that comparator there is turned on right now. This comparator is turned off right now. And they're looking at the hopper, which means there's nothing in this hopper, which is why it's not giving an output signal. But there is something in this hopper. Look at that. Loads of items that are causing the comparator to go on and blocking the symbol. So, yeah, you can see all of these items that should have been passing through the sorters have been stopped. And I figured out the reason as well. When I ran this line to the very end here, you can see that I have a comparator here checking to see if there's anything in this hopper, and that lights up. Well, that actually passes a signal through this block here and to the lamp, which is directly underneath it, which you can't see. But because there's redstone on that piece of wood right there, which is kind of hard to see, that's actually running right beside this hopper line, it's locking this hopper. So what I need to do is not fall off my sorting system. All right, I've made myself into the inner workings of the machine here. And this is the offending redstone line I was talking about. Look at that. It runs straight into this hopper. Well, run beside the hopper anyway, which locks this hopper. And actually, if I look at the hopper right after it, well, that one's locked too, actually. But yeah, anyway, if I remove this redstone dust temporarily, then hopefully items will actually start to filter through. And I actually don't know how I can show that. Let's see, can I just remove that? So there's redstone dust going in there. Oh yeah, this is reducing. There we go. So items are flowing again, and I'll have to come back and figure out how to reroute these hoppers. What I'll end up doing is just routing them one step outside the building, one more than they already are, that is. And then that should solve the problem completely. And so there you go. I have started to sort out my system right now, but as you can see, I still have some backlog of stuff. The lights at the ends are not working right now because I've just had to deactivate them by removing that redstone, but items are still passing through, as you can see from these lights all lit up on the top. And if you remember, the path goes across the top here. That hopper doesn't work because the items are actually falling directly through too fast to trigger that hopper, so I'm going to fix that too. But when we get to here and start coming across, you can see the lights only go this far, and that's because I have a whole bunch of something here. Glass, yeah, and the glass is actually trickling into this filter as we speak, which is why this one is sort of stopped and stopping all the hoppers here. Some stuff did actually manage to pass and got all the way over here, and I filled up this massive amounts of sugarcane, and about 10 seconds ago, I guess before I started recording, this was actually filled up with sugarcane as well, but that's all passed now. So now we're just waiting for that glass to clear, and then anything that's stacked up behind the glass will hopefully be able to move past as well. So everything's working good there. So while we're talking about the storage system, I want to show you something else that I built while I was between episodes. And that is this stairway right here. This is right beside my mine, so you can see these are the stairs that go down the mine, into the mine. But now I have an additional staircase made of stone bricks. And these go all the way up into the mountains, far and wide. I actually dug this staircase from the top, which is why it kind of looks the way it looks, I guess, and it wasn't that hard to do. This staircase goes up so high, it actually goes through the clouds. But it ends up on top of this mountain here. And up here, I have a large pool of water. And because I am at the right elevation, this pool of water will turn into ice. And unfortunately, it's just outside of the sort of processing range that it should be, because in order to be constantly loaded at my base, that is, I would have to be a little bit closer. Looks like the sun's going down. Hold on. Gotta sleep. All right, perfect. So as I was saying, when I'm at my base, this area is not loaded. It's just a little too far. Unfortunately, I wish it was closer, because then this ice would actually freeze while I was at my base. But as it is, I kind of have to AFK here a little bit, or I just need to kind of work here. The nice thing is it freezes quick enough that if I actually just do kind of a quick, run around this area, I get a lot of ice, and it already starts to refreeze again. So if I just make it all the way around, there we go. I've just done a complete 360 degrees, and now I just have to go around and pick up all of these little broken ice chunks that are floating. But you can see that some of the areas where I started are already starting to refreeze again. So it does happen to freeze pretty fast. Because it's such a large pool, I do get ice in a lot of different places. And so with my Silk Touch pick, I should be able to collect all the ice I need in order to make packed ice, and then use that for my underground water streams, which are going to pass items into my storage system. All right, so the first thing I want to do is modify the output that's coming from this iron farm so that it feeds into a dropper, and more specifically into an auto dropper, and then that will spit out into my automatic sorting system. So let me just clean this up a little bit so I can get back out of here if I need to. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to remove all these stairs. I think eventually all of this is going to be underground anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's do that, and then let's get rid of the crafting table. Don't need that. This piece of dirt, don't need that. And I guess I can just go ahead and put the dropper in here. Oh, look. More kelp. For only 3 emeralds? Sure, I'll take advantage of that deal. Give me all of the kelp you've got. And 2 free leads to boot? Thanks, man. That actually sounds like a deal. I'm ready to start laying out the very first tunnel. What I've done is I've replaced this chest with a dropper that is facing downwards, as you can see. I've left a space in here that I can place the hopper in. For now, all of the iron and the poppies that come from this farm are just sort of collecting in this hopper, so I'm not losing anything for now. But as soon as I pop that hopper in, all that stuff will be going into here. And when it gets here, what we're going to do is set up an auto dropper system. So let me just stick a little bit of dirt in here to start with. So as you can see, the dirt causes the comparator to turn on. That comparator passes a signal through to this block right here. And then this block right here, let me see if I can remember how to do this here. I know I need some redstone. Gets some redstone back here. And then that passes the redstone through to right here. Then I need a repeater. That goes right here. So the signal is coming out of here, going into this block, coming back here, and then it's going to go into subtraction mode, just like this, which is going to cause that repeater to start to blink. Now, in order to actually pass the signal back again here, we need one more block right on top of here, and then that is going to have to also carry the signal from here. I think if we put this on here, does that work? Oh, then we need this. I always forget how to do this until I've done it. And there it is. So now I have this auto dropper system. And as you can see, all of the items that were in that are getting auto dispensed down into this hole right here until it runs out of items, and then it automatically turns itself off. So I'll be able to cover all of this redstone up because it does not matter anymore. There you go. But for now, I need to dig this hole, and I do happen to know exactly where this hole needs to be dug. So let's go this way. And 808, that was the coordinate I was looking for right there. So at this point, we need to make a 90-degree turn. And there we go. We've broken through into the water stream here. So this leads directly up into the sorting system. So I'm going to grab some of these signs that I brought with me, and I'm going to put one right here, and I'm going to put one right here, and that should block the water. And just to make sure nothing spawns in here, which it shouldn't because I've lit it all up, but I'm going to put these torches in. The water's actually going to run on this level. So I did bring some packed ice with me as well, so let's put this packed ice down right here. Let's see if I can do this without actually spilling water all over the place. There we go, packed ice. And then it should be about every 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where the water source will go. And then this will be ice. So I'll put ice in there. I need to put a sign at the same level as my water source, or as my block, I mean. And then I grab a bucket of water, and I put that right here. And there it is. And now any item that gets thrown into there should automatically flow all the way in and up into the sorting system. Now all I have to do is work my way backwards and do the rest. And there we go. Now if I drop an item into this water stream, we should be able to follow it all the way down and around the corner. And same thing, it goes all the way into the sorting system. So the last thing to do is just to hook up that auto dropper. So here's the dropper that feeds into this water stream. I am just going to fill this all in with stone because I don't need to actually see it after it is running. But I am going to leave it open just for a second, just so I can actually see those items falling through and make sure everything is working as expected. Let's get up here. And, oh, I guess I need to do this from down here somewhere. So let's try here. And then the last thing I need is the hopper. We'll stick the hopper right in there. And then we should be able to see iron dropping down. And, of course, it's going to fall there, which we don't want it there. So there we go. Now it should all be falling into the hole, and everything should be working as expected. In fact, if we come over here now, we should be able to see iron flying up this. Yep, and that's going straight into the sorting system now and getting sorted. Right now I don't have a filter for poppies, but I can set that up pretty quickly. And then of course the last thing to do is just seal all of this in dirt. Well, grass, but it will eventually become dirt because, I mean, the other way around. Dirt, which will eventually become grass. And now the whole thing is basically hidden. So Iron is produced up top. It comes down this water stream. I could probably actually cover all this water or all this glass up as well, but I don't know. I kind of like it here for now anyway. I could watch the iron flow down, and hopefully any second we should see some iron or some poppies or something fly through here. There it goes. Into the auto dropper. We can hear it. And then, of course, it's shooting through those water streams and should be shooting up right there into the item sorter. So now I have iron constantly flowing into my sorting system, and it's all good. I forgot to mention that I added one more thing between episodes, and that is just a chest over here, which again feeds into an auto dropper. So I should just be able to drop in all of the stuff that I have, just kind of random garbage, and it should automatically sort through all this stuff by feeding it right up here and in. I'm gonna have to replace this with glass again. I did this because I dug this down a lot lower, and so you can see now it goes like way down there, but now sometimes items get caught right here. But I'll replace that with glass and everything will be good. So I've discovered a minor problem over here. One of my farmer villagers has become a zombie. And that's not good. I actually don't know how that happened. I mean, I know how it happened. It must have been a zombie that killed him. But I usually sleep through the night, and I'm usually really good about sleeping through the night. I must have missed one or something, because a zombie came and killed this guy, and now I'm down one farmer villager. Thank goodness it's only a farmer villager and not like one of my librarians. Those guys took a long time to actually cycle through. This guy, I'm not too worried about him. If I can get myself some potions of weakness and a golden apple, I will try to cure this guy at some point. But the reality is, right now, I don't really care that much. He's just a farmer. And to be honest with you, I've been doing most of my emerald trading with these guys for the iron. Just take the iron and convert it into emeralds like this. I get lots of experience as well, which is great. Helps me to heal up all my tools and things like that. And look at that. Speaking of which, sun's going down. I gotta run and sleep. There we go. Man, oh man, that took way longer than it needed to. Yeah, just hanging out in the nether here now. I actually came here to get some quartz, and so far I've got myself, well, 59 quartz ore, which should be enough for the next thing that I want to do, so I'm going to head back to the overworld. Alright, and that trip to the nether should have got me, let's see, over 2 stacks of quartz, along with all of the other stuff in my inventory. Should allow me to make a bunch of observers. How come I can only make 42 of those? Because I need more. I need more cobblestone. Hold on. All right, take 2. Along with all the other stuff in my inventory, I should be able to make a full stack of observers, which is exactly what I wanted, plus a full stack of note blocks, which I wanted, and along with the things in this chest, I am now ready to make the next farm. And there you go. That's my new farm all finished. And what is it, you might be asking yourself? It's a pumpkin farm, of course. I know just from playing in other worlds that pumpkins are one of those sort of great resources that it's great to have around for making things like jack-o'-lanterns and also for trading with villagers. Just like my iron trade that I have right now, being able to trade pumpkins with villagers, particularly farmer villagers, is going to be great for emeralds in the future. So I like having a pumpkin farm, but I still have a couple things that need to be done before I am ready to call this farm finished. The first of which is to get this auto dropper so that it drops things down. I think I've already got the auto dropper set up. Yes, I do. But it goes into this hole at the moment, and that will never do. So I need to go down to Y54, I believe. So I'm at 57 right now, so not too bad. I'm not going to dig straight down. I'm going to do this. There we go, 54. And then I just have to go this way. And with any luck at all, I should run directly into my other water stream. I hear it. I hear it. It's got to be close. And there it is right there. Oh, and I just dropped a piece of granite in there. So I actually intentionally came up one level higher. And you know what? I didn't bring my ice with me. That's okay. So what I'm going to do is replace this block right here with some ice, packed ice, just like that. And then put a sign here. And then I'll be able to flow everything I need right down this channel and into the other stream. And there we go. I'm being carried along by the water stream. And I've got my ice in place, and if all goes according to plan, any items that get dropped into this space here will flow right over into that iron water stream. Iron stream? What I'm trying to say is that's the water stream that comes from the iron farm. So it is another water stream, not an iron stream, but yeah, you get the point. That's where the iron comes from. So just to make sure this is actually working as expected, we'll just drop a little bit of ice in there. And then we'll watch it flow all the way down, and yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't even have to check where it's going. Let's just pillar up here, and then we can seal this in. Yeah, probably at this level, something like this. Seal, 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 seal. We get it all sealed in. The auto dropper is probably not working right now because I broke this redstone accidentally. There we go. And then if I did put something in the auto dropper like the rest of this ice, all good. Perfect. And I have the hopper running from the other side, which you can't see right now. So when these pumpkins do actually grow eventually, they'll make their way into that auto dropper and all will be well. One more thing I did want to do, I don't have a lever, but I'm actually going to put a lever on top of this block right here, which will actually turn on this piece of redstone permanently, and also stop the dropper from auto dropping. So basically, if I want to turn off the farm, I'll be able to come along and just flip one lever, and then the rest I can cover. And there we go. Now the lever is installed, and if I just put a trapdoor over that, that's hidden, kind of hidden enough, whatever. It's all good. But you can see the lever is on right now and the auto dropper is not dropping, but if I turn it on, or off, I guess, first of all, the trapdoor automatically closes, which is kind of cool, but then the auto dropper turns back on again. I did just throw a bunch of cobblestone in there, and that is being auto dropped into my water streams, which are flowing over here. And actually, if I do this right, should be able to come over here. The water stream goes around here, then it goes over this way, and then it eventually goes over here. And there's all that cobblestone that was in that auto dropper flowing up into my sorting system. And if I just check up here, you can see the progression as the hoppers fill, and then they should fill up on the other side as things come back again, and the cobblestone will end up in the cobblestone chest any second now, and there it goes, flowing into the cobblestone chest as expected. And so, another storage system episode all complete. However, I did manage to get at least one additional farm done today, which is great. I have another very big farm planned to do in the next episode. Yeah, and it actually involves where I'm standing right about now. In fact, I have to come over here a little bit more. There we go. And I can guarantee you it is not anything to do with those chickens. It just happens to be the right space I don't think I'm actually going to have to move the chickens for what I'm planning next, because what I'm planning happens underground. But you will just have to wait until the next episode to see that. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, please click the like button. I like to see your likes. I like your likes. That makes sense, right? And if you really enjoy this content and you want to see more great content just like it, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, as I've said before. So yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want, and that'll do it for me in this episode. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.